Phillies fans are venturing now to Washington, D.C. for the start of this 4-game series. The Nationals in first place for most of the year. They can clinch this week. That's right, 6 games is their magic number. The Phils hope they can hold them off. It's a gorgeous night for baseball. Tonight, Game 1 of this 4-game series between the Phils and the Nats. Phillies and the Nationals have not faced each other in quite some time. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little bit. The oddity, though, is that the Nationals are still in first place, even with all the injuries that they've sustained here in the 2017 season, in particular to Bryce Harper.
The injuries, the terrible bullpen that they started the season with. But when you lose somebody as dynamic as Bryce Harper, well, you have to find ways to overcome it. We take a look at the injury here. This is as horrible as an injury as you're going to see. Lands so hard. Obviously, that left knee gets blown out there, but they do expect him back, and when they get him back, it will be a big boost for this lineup.
All right, so since he has been placed on the disabled list, and they're not sure when he is coming back, he's hoping to be back before the postseason, if not during the postseason. But since the injury on the 12th of August, 17-9. The starter's ERA, though, 2.35. In reality, that has been a huge key for these Washington Nationals. The other key for the Nationals is this guy right here, Ryan Zimmerman.
He's been hot for them all season. And he kind of cooled off a little bit just after the All-Star break, but he's really starting to get it going again. And what happens, what do good teams do? They rally around an injured player, and they really pick them up. He's a guy that they've counted on all season, and the last 10 games, well, he's been hot as a firecracker.
All right, well, he has a chance to eclipse his career high in home runs. He could possibly do that this weekend as well. But Aaron Nola and the rest of the Phils staff are hoping to stop him in tonight's ballgame. It will be Nola on the mound for the Phils. He'll be opposed by Tanner Roark. When we return, we'll get to lineups and first pitch. Go to the plate to start tonight's ball game, starting game 1 of a 4-game series against the Washington Nationals. We'll get to that starting lineup in just a moment. Tanner Roark on the mound, and the first pitch of the night is taken outside. We're underway. That's 1 ball and no strikes. Roark 11-9 on the year, an ERA of 4.48. Certainly is aware of this Phillies ball club, has faced them a ton of times, and it's 1-1. Cesar finished up the series against the Mets 5 for 12, but he's hit in 5 consecutive games. He's hit in 5 in a row. Freddie Galvis has hit in 4 in a row, and Odubel, well, he's the leader of the pack. He's hit in 19 straight. Two balls, 1 strike to Cesar. Got a bit low, 3-1. Roark has made 3 starts against the Phillies this year. He has struck out 13 in 17 2/3, but does not have a decision in those 3 starts. He made a good pitch there. 3 unassisted, 1 away here in the first. And the rest of the Phillies lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. After Cesar, it's Freddie Galvis and then Odubel, Herrera, Hoskins back in left field batting cleanup. Williams in right field hitting 5th. Tommy Joseph makes the start at first base in the bottom third of Crawford, Alfaro, and Nola. And they will indeed face Roark. Roark, as we mentioned, 11-9 this year. This is his 27th start. And the first pitch to Galvis misses inside and low, 1-0.
He's been very good recently. He's had a quality start in 7 of his last 9 outings.
Yeah, his earned run average is 3.08 since the 1st of August. That's not too shabby. He's been good for the Nationals, and obviously Gio Gonzalez has been very good for the Washington Nationals. 2-1. And of course, the leader of the pack is Max Scherzer, who we will see tomorrow here in Washington. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Galvis. Getting to know Tanner Roark, Ben, brought to you by ARP.
Very good sinker, sit about 92, 93, change curve slider, and overall 5-5 with a 3.47 ERA. So the Phillies hitters are very accustomed to seeing Tanner Roark as well.
Well, particularly the first 3 hitters. The first 3 hitters have 20 hits overall against him and have over 75 at-bats against him. Outside 3-2. Second 3-ball count for Roark right out of the chute. We have Freddie Galvis out front of that one. Got a piece of Matt Wieters. Home plate umpire is the veteran Paul Emmel. He's the crew chief. Quinn Walcott is at first. Brian O'Nora is at second. And Nick Lentz is around at third. Time now for our Nissan keys to tonight's ball game.
Well, one thing I thought that ball club was lacking last night was energy. So I'd like to see the team have more energy. And also for Aaron Nola, he's got to be better. The last few outings have not been too good for Aaron.
Out to center field where Michael Taylor stands his ground. There are 2 outs. Well, I think that's I think Nola feels the same way. He even said as much after his last outing. Well, they're taking on a Nationals team that is whose magic number to make the postseason is down to 6 and win the division. So hopefully that gets Aaron focused even more. Although one thing about Aaron Nola is that he's always focused.
Incomposed.
Here's Odubel. He has 9 hits in 24 plate appearances, or 24 at bats, against Tanner Roark. Ran up to the box and took a strike. 0-1. You all right, Ben?
Cough button didn't work.
You want to Glass of water?
Oh, okay.
Want a Lossinger? A ball and 1 strike. Get you balls here.
Honestly, I'm okay.
Just don't want you to catch your death of cold.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, 2-1. Breaking ball, and now 3-1. 3 consecutive 3-ball counts.
I think Wieters could have made that one look a little bit better. Kind of rode that down out of the zone.
Odubel has the longest active streak of reaching base safely. Just a hair ahead of LeMahieu. And outside ball 4. So he's reached base safely in 20 consecutive games. And finally a base runner. And that'll bring Rhys Hoskins to the plate. Hoskins back in left field for tonight's ball game. Had a couple hits in the series against the Mets, and has had a good road trip. He's 6 for 18 on the road trip. 4 walks in that series against the Mets. That's why his on-base percentage in his first handful of games in the big leagues is .425. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Starting him off with a breaking pitch.
Thrown quite a few breaking balls this first inning.
Phillies have not seen the Nationals since the 7th of May, or excuse me, the 14th of May. It's amazing they played so many games against them, but for the first 2 months that seemed like the only team they were playing.
It really did.
Whether it be here or at Citizens Bank Park. Nationals are 7-5 against the Phils. 4-2 here, 3-3 in Philadelphia. 2 balls and no strikes to Hoskins. That one's hit out toward left center field. It's not deep, and it's playable for Lind, who lumbers in to make the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. Middle of the first. It's the Phillies nothing, and the Nationals coming up. Change the language through the menu on your cable box. Bottom of the first inning, Phillies nothing, Nationals nothing. Let's take a look at the Nats lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1. will change the way you experience TV. Well, Trey Turner is back. He got hurt in Philadelphia earlier this year. He's leading things off. Daniel Murphy, boy, he's had another solid season. Good numbers against Nola as well. Zimmerman seems to be the key for this Nationals lineup. They will face right-hander Aaron Nola, who is 10-10 on the year with an ERA of 3.72. 148 strikeouts and 142 2/3 innings of work.
Aaron Nola's scouting report will see about 92. He will bump that up to 95, 96 at times. Changeup has gotten better. The curveball obviously is his out pitch. Career versus the Nats 1-3 with a 4.85, so hopefully that can change tonight.
Trey Turner greets him by swinging at the first pitch. Tommy Joseph gives it a look. It's out of play. Balls and 1 strike. Turner's numbers this year: 275 with 7 home runs, 34 runs batted in. He's been hampered by a hamstring injury, and he's also been hampered by a fracture to his left wrist. But the Nationals had such a large lead when he was hurt. Everybody thought, well, they're going to go get Zach Cozart, or they're going to bring in a veteran to play shortstop. And Dusty Baker and Mike Rizzo said, yeah, I think we're going to work on the bullpen. I think we're okay at shortstop. As it turns out, they have been okay without him, but certainly happy to have him back.
Well, he adds so much at the top of that lineup, speed and power.
2-2, a changeup.
This will be the first time Jorge Alfaro is catching Aaron Nola, so I'm anxious to see how they get along tonight.
Yeah, and if Aaron will dictate more with Alfaro behind the plate. As Pete told us yesterday, he has been happier with the way Alfaro has been calling certain games. He said he still has a ways to go. He said, but I've decided that I'm not going to have Cameron Ruff catch Eichhoff and Nola. Obviously Eichhoff is done for the year, but Nola in this case, he said, I'm going to let him catch. And Cameron's going to play too, but I'm going to let Alfaro catch if I feel like he needs to be out. Swing and a miss and a curveball. First strikeout for Aaron, and 1 away here in the first. And here is Defoe.
It's a good hook here down the zone. I like the fact that he has the ability to throw that pitch harder at times. Just makes it that much more difficult to lay off.
Defoe hitting .281 with 5 home runs. We'll talk about a guy that's somewhat of an unsung hero. He breaks his bat. Galvis has it. 2 outs. And that'll bring Daniel Murphy to the plate. Murphy having another solid year. 22 home runs and 88 runs batted in. Not only that, 39 doubles on the season. Obviously has hit the Phillies well during his time with the Mets, and it's carried over now to the Nationals. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
One of the most underrated players in all of baseball, in my opinion. Of course, anytime you're on the same team as Bryce Harper, you're going to get overlooked.
Outside, 1-1. Tried to change up. If and when he reaches 40 doubles, it'll be the 3rd time in his career that he's reached that number. It would also be back-to-back seasons for Murphy reaching 40 doubles. Three balls and 1 strike. Hits leaders in Major League Baseball. He is 3rd behind Jose Altuve and Robinson Cano since the 2013 season. Tied with Markakis. Is it wrong for me to think that Markakis is a surprise being in that category?
He's one of those guys that's in a lot of trivia questions over the years, and you just wouldn't think it. Nick Markakis would be up there, but he's been consistent.
Change-ups in this first inning.
Such a huge pitch for him.
Well, the fact that he's been able to grasp it as quickly, I mean, it's part of the reason why he is 6-2 with a 1.71 ERA in his last 10 starts. Huge compliment from Bob McClure too about it. A line drive base hit into center field for Murphy. I don't know how other teams get him out.
Neither do I.
2-out single. And that brings Ryan Zimmerman to the plate.
It's just such a tight swing. There's just no wasted motion. There's no stride. The ball comes off his bat hot.
Bob McClure complimented Aaron Nola. He said he has grasped the changeup as quickly as Zach Greinke grasped it when he taught it to him when he was at Kansas City. Nice compliment.
Sure is.
Here is Zimmerman, 3 for 14 against Aaron Nola. Starts him off with a fastball toward the outer edge. Yep, first in Nationals history in home runs, RBIs, extra base hits, doubles, you name it.
Really do have a bird's eye view from up here, but it always amazes me how far away from the plate he stands. I mean, we're looking right down onto the circle. Look, I mean, you can even see on the television. It's
off the end of the bat, and it is a foul ball. And it's 1-2. Boy, it would have been nice for Aaron to get to that and pick it up and just retire him and get out of this inning, because that means you've gotten really the biggest power threat. I mean, Murphy's no slouch, obviously, but the biggest power threat out. So that's one more at bat you don't have to deal with.
That's why you busted out of the box. If he wouldn't have busted it, Aaron could have very easily gone and picked it up fair and just tagged him out.
Gotta throw that same pitch again, you think?
I'd like to see a fastball down and away. See if he can dot one.
Like that first strike?
Correct.
Murphy has stolen 2 bags this year. And a line drive toward left field. Hoskins is out there. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Each team has gone rather quietly through their first. We'll go to the second in a scoreless game. Nick Williams, Tommy Joseph, and J.P. Crawford coming to the plate. Well, Nick Williams with 40 RBIs. It has been a very impressive run through his first 60 games as a major leaguer. In fact, so much so, Murph, that you have to start thinking about where he ranks among Phillies rookies all time.
Yeah, he's on a 5-game hit streak, as you mentioned earlier in the game, Tom. Also 10 RBIs in that 5 games, and for 40 total. And it did. It got us thinking, well, where does he rank when it comes to guys in their first 60 games in terms of RBIs? There you see it. In Philly since 1913, since they started keeping track of the RBI, fifth most productive in his first 60 games. Of course, most folks will recognize Pat Burrell's name on that list, coming in at number 2. He had 45 during his first 60 games, but 40 RBIs for Nick Williams. And he's one of those guys, Tom, and we've talked about it a lot with Nick Williams. It's like when he first came up, he started off pretty hot, and then they seemed to figure some things out. Then he seemed to make some adjustments, which was good to see, and that's kind of gone back and forth. And, you know, as long as he can continue with his plate discipline, which is something that Pete Mackanin has talked about a couple of different times about Nick Williams, you know, just making sure he lays off that high pitch, high up in the zone that he's not going to be able to get on top of. They really do think that he's going to be able to continue to be productive. So it's been good to see from Nick Williams.
It really has. I think it's been as pleasant a surprise as we have had here in 2017.
Yes.
I'm not saying that we didn't think he'd be a good major leaguer, because he had very good numbers this year in AAA, but
They were good. They weren't great. I mean, I'm not saying they weren't. I mean, they're very respectable, but
absolutely,
what he's come up here and done is give me an RBI guy any day of the week.
Well, as Murph showed, I mean, you know, to be on the same list even as a Pat Burrell, who, you know, was no slouch at all when he was with the Phillies. 2 balls and no strikes to Tommy Joseph.
Or Pinky Whitney.
Or
Seems
Pinky
to
Whitney.
be on every list that we throw out there this year.
Whitney does seem to be on everybody's list. 3-0. Well, I think it's because we're playing a lot of rookies.
Very true.
Tommy takes a strike. It's 3-1.
Thought he'd have the green light there.
Tommy is 0 for his last 13. And he lifts that one down the right field line into foul territory. Zimmerman is there. Two outs. And J.P. Crawford is coming up. Well, depending on where you are this week, depending on where you are for the rest of the year, what do you want to do? You want to download the NBC Sports app right now. You can catch all the Phillies games, and then when the Flyers and the Sixers get things rolling as well, you can follow as well. Here's J.P. Crawford with 2 outs. And J.P. takes outside. Crawford, who had 243 down in the minor leagues, at 143 so far. Tomorrow, Maikel Franco, Pete said, will probably be back at third base. Now, that means JP is going to probably go to another position. He did not say whether it would be second base or shortstop. He lines it out to right, and Alejandro Diaz is there. An easy inning for Tanner Roark. 2-3 go the Phils. We've played 1.5 there in Washington. Aaron Nola back to work. not bark in the park at Citizens Bank Park. Nope, it's the final Hatfield Phillies Frank Dollar Dog Night of the season. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Oh, that's a big dog right there. That's what you're going to get, Ben.
I'd love to.
Yeah. Here's Adam Lind, and he takes strike one. It's 0-1. That was a big lab.
It was a big lab.
Adam Lind hitting .299 this year with 11 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Pitch. Called a ball, 1-1.
That lab could come back with 5 ducks at one time.
Yeah, that's what crossed my mind when I saw it. Tapper foul, and it's 1-2. Adam Lind this year, 341 as a pinch hitter with 3 home runs. But because of the injuries they've had, he's actually gotten a chance to play a little bit more beyond being a pinch hitter. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. Second strikeout for Aaron.
He's got a good feel for that tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Alfaro's calling for it a lot too.
But see where he misses with it, though. I mean, Lynn thought it was a fastball coming out of his hand, but even if he didn't swing at it, he's not going to get hurt with it.
Yeah, if anything, if he gets a piece of it, he's going to dribble it somewhere.
Exactly.
Michael Taylor stands in. Taylor hitting .262 with 14 home runs. Against the Phillies this year, he is 6 for 29, has one of those home runs. Inside, 2-1. Would you be fearful of, I think we've talked about this, of changeups to right-handed hitters?
No, just as long as you get extension through it, so it's not going to, if you're going to throw it down and away, just as long as you get extension through it, so it doesn't leak back towards the middle of the plate. But no, not at all.
That one just missed, 3-1.
Remember, I got traded from Seattle to Chicago, and I go out there, take a look at this pitch cast presented by Mazda. I remember we had a righty on the mound, and I called for a changeup, and he shook off. She throws a 3-1 fastball right by Taylor, and he shakes off. I put it down again. He shakes off again. I go out to the mound. I said, "Hey, this is a good spot to throw a good changeup here." And there was a righty in the box. He goes, "I can't throw a changeup to a righty." I said, "Who told you that?" Well, the guy started to throw it more and more and have a lot of success, almost to a point where he was falling in love with it, and hitters started to look for it.
3-2 pitch. And that one is to the right side. Picked up by Tommy Joseph, and it goes right on by Aaron Nola. Fortunately, though, it hit Michael Taylor and didn't trickle into foul territory. It was kind of no man's land, particularly once Nola couldn't grab it and just run to the bag.
Just throws it too far behind Aaron. Aaron really nowhere near the bag either.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have found the bag if he caught it. E3. So that is the 8th error against Tommy Joseph. And Matt Wieters is coming up. Who was the right-hander?
John Garland.
John Garland. I was going to say Freddie Garcia.
But even in the big leagues, it was he just had never been accustomed to it. Didn't think he could only throw that changeup because his changeup would fade down and away to a lefty.
So was that a White Sox theory, you think?
It was. I don't. Maybe it was just him not being in the league very long when I had gotten there. But it was just he didn't feel like he could do it.
There it goes. Pitch is taken for strike. Throw to second base is not in time. according to Brian O'Nora. That was a good throw by Jorge Alfaro.
If that throw doesn't get him, then you know he stole that bag on the pitcher. Excellent throw by Jorge.
13th stolen base of the year for Taylor. The Phillies are taking a peek at it.
That's a big leg kick and a good jump by Taylor. Quick tag too by Freddie. Whew.
Look at Pete with the stopwatch. Now, I think that's a smart move by Pete. You know, because he was burned earlier this year. As we watch this play again. Yeah, it looked like his hand got in there. But I think that's a smart move by Pete. He's got the stopwatch, you know, for a number of reasons. Every coach has it, but he has it to make sure that the decision's made within 30 seconds, because that's technically all you have. I haven't seen that before where he's clicked it. Ball and 1 strike to Wieters. It's popped up on the left side. And Galvis waits for it. 2 outs. And coming up is Alejandro De Aza, who has 9 lives. I mean, truly does. I mean, good for him. I mean, he's bounced around from team to team and keeps getting an opportunity to play in the big leagues. Played for the Marlins, the White Sox, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Giants, and the New York Mets in the big leagues. Takes outside, 1-0. Spent 56 games down in AAA and hit .280 with 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Signed a minor league deal with the Nationals in June. This was after playing for the A's in spring training. 9 lives, Big Irish.
That's nice.
Oh, he's fast. He's not a bad defender.
No. And this is a Nationals lineup that has some thunder on the bench. Howie Kendrick, Jason Worth, Rendon.
Looper out toward left center field. That's going to drop in for a hit, and the Nationals going to take the lead. RBI single for De Aza. 1-0 Washington. An unearned run scores for the Nationals. And that brings Tanner Roark to the plate.
Good piece of hitting here. It's a changeup up. Doesn't try and do too much with it. But you give good ball clubs like the Nationals opportunities. It's one of the reasons they're in first place. They take advantage of those opportunities.
Roark takes outside, 1-0. It's not the pitch that Noah wanted to throw, though, location wise, particularly with the pitcher on deck, who was 4 for 46 this year. Draws the throw back. Oh, that must have missed inside and high. Two and two. It'll be nice to get him here and just limit the amount of pitches. He's already thrown 38.
Yeah.
Phillies are probably without one of their relievers, Jessen Terrian. Todd Zolecki reported that Jessen had his forearm looked at today. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball to second base. Cesar's up with it, and the inning is over. He made Roark run it all the way out because Roark wasn't running. But the Nationals do score an unearned run. We go to the third. It's 1-0 Washington. Be a question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, the question is, what state was Nationals reliever Sean Doolittle born in? You should know that since you were looking at his bio today.
You know what? I do know.
Do you really?
I do. I was like, wow, he was really born there?
Well, there were a couple of things that astounded you today. The fact that he was a position player.
I had no idea.
And that he played first base. Recently is 2011, right?
He was made a pitcher at the end of the 2011 season.
And of course, he lives in the Great Garden State, so that's why this answer might surprise some folks. Although not so much, because folks who have been born in other spots migrate to the Great Garden State.
But it said he resides in Scottsdale.
Well, maybe he does now. Here's Jorge Alfaro to lead it off. Alfaro takes strike one. Nationals on top 1-0 as they scored an unearned run. There after the second inning. A couple of key moments in that inning. The error, of course, to Tommy Joseph and the floating changeup to Alejandro De Aza. With a pitcher on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curveball lifted out toward left center field. That one is well hit, and it is gone. A home run from Jorge Alfaro, and he has just tied this ball game up.
Off his bat at 104 miles per hour.
That was a hanger, and he did not miss it. And he won Catherine Casentino of Philadelphia $100. Catherine, we forgot to tell you that you are a participant in the McDonald's home run jackpot, and you've won $100. McDonald's, enjoy a cold soft drink or freshly brewed hot coffee for only $1. Ah, love it.
Way to go, Catherine. Boy, this is a hanger, and he doesn't miss it.
There's Aaron Nola with the game tied at 1, and Nola takes inside. Nice job by Jorge, his second home run of the season. He's now hit it 6 straight.
Been on base 19 straight games. Is that what it is? Where'd the list up Rose? 18 or 19?
This would make it 18.
18.
1-2. Aaron playing a little possum right now with Tanner Roark.
It's a good swing. Foot down, drive it, and that got out in a hurry. You know, just talking with Matt Stairs after the game last night, he was very impressed with the way how hard the ball comes off his bat.
Down the right field line, and that'll drop in for a base hit. So Nola, a single after the home run by Jorge Alfaro. How the ball comes off Alfaro's bat?
Yes, and he said, I know he hasn't hit for a ton of power right now, but he thinks that will come just because of how hard he hits the ball. He said, you hit it that hard, it's going to carry, and it's going to carry out of the ballpark and into gaps for doubles.
Well, let's hope it's a sign of really good things to come. Here's Cesar Hernandez with a runner at first base. Cesar grounded out to first his first time up.
I would like to see Aaron get out there just a bit. I know he's a pitcher, but big part of Cesar's game is bunting. So if he does happen to drop a bunt down, Aaron's got to make sure he can at least get to second base. You can't take that part of the game away from Cesar right now.
And you're not even talking about his initial lead. You're talking about his secondary
lead, yeah.
Off the hands, and it remains 1-2. Phillies, since the All-Star break, actually have better offensive numbers in some categories compared to the Nationals. I know that might be kind of surprising considering the record. As Cesar takes high, but the Phillies have a better overall team batting average at .264 compared to the Nationals at .254. Nationals have hit more home runs. Phillies have more extra base hits though, which has been one of those storylines this year that's been sort of muffled because of their win-loss record. Cesar strikes out on an off-speed pitch, but Phillies have some offensive categories that they've already surpassed their numbers from last year.
The offense has been fun to watch, especially in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Second half of the season, the offense, the runners in scoring position is .265. Matt said I would even like to see that even higher. But since the West Coast trip to San Diego and San Francisco, the numbers with runners in scoring position .274. As Lynn tracks that one down for the second out. 2 away for Odubel Herrera. Odubel strolls up to the plate. Now he's ready to go.
Oh, he's ready.
There are some ballparks that have a clock running, and I think Major League Baseball is gauging the amount of time it takes for certain pitchers and certain hitters in between pitches. And the clock starts, and it depends on the ballpark, but the clock starts at 20 or 25 seconds. And there are very few occasions where Odubel is set and ready to go before that clock goes down to 0. Even there, he wasn't seemingly ready, since he didn't really take a hack at or a look at that, and it's 0-2. But man has had a fantastic run since the 1st of June. Out toward left field. Lynn going back on it, and it is over his head, and boy, did he misplay that one. Nola's to third. They'll hold him up there. It's a double for Odubel Herrera. It's a 20-game hitting streak for Odubel. It's the longest hitting streak for a Philly since 2007.
What an awful route by Lynn in left field. 20 straight games to hit, and that's amazing, though. But down 0-2, that's okay. I'll just take this breaking ball and hit a bullet to left field. He just got turned around out there, did Lynn, and just a terrible route.
See if Rhys Hoskins can drive him in. Hoskins 0 for 1. He flied out to shallow left field his first time up.
Continue to see these catchers set up inside, try and get this ball in at the belt to Rhys Hoskins. It's something that he had trouble with last night in New York. Jammed a few times in the first at bat today. The question is, can these pitchers consistently get it there to get Rhys out?
Over to shortstop. Backing up on it is Turner. And the inning is over. The Phillies do tie it up.
Well, he got away with one there, did Tanner Roark. You see Rhys is upset.
Oriel Faro ties it up with his second home run of the season to left center field. The Phillies leave a couple. They had 3 hits overall. We are tied at 1 after 2.5. We'll be back with the bottom of the third right after this. Brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Last of the third. Bark at the park here at Nationals Park. In fact, everywhere we go, it seems like it's bark in the park.
One dog looks like your dog Ginger.
Does, a little darker, yeah. Maybe that was the name. Turned when you said something. That one looks like it's going somewhere else. I don't know how that one dog was sitting there without eating the French fries that the person had next to him. He's wondering where she's going.
There's some big dogs here tonight.
Well, we go to the bottom of the third. By the way, there's a new special going on at Citizens Bank Park. It's Reese Lightning Ticket Bundle. A ticket bundle in honor of Reese Hoskins being named the National League Rookie of the Month for August. The bundle includes a ticket to the scoreboard porch and a limited edition Reese Lightning t-shirt for $17. Bundled good while supplies last for the Oakland series starting Friday, September 15th through Sunday the 17th. Go to Phillies.com/Reese Lightning to order tickets. Reese has been very amenable to just about everything he's been asked to do. He obviously has been asked to do a lot of interviews and has been receptive to everything. And as he said the other day, you know, the vibe's been good. He's enjoyed it. He's a little frustrated right now because he missed a pitch with 2 runners in scoring position. As Trey Turner takes a strike and it's 0-1. Turner struck out his first time up. Doesn't bite on that curve, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Broken back ground ball left side, gobbled up by Crawford, and in time to get Turner.
Nice play.
Well, his actions, he had the 1 ball last night, the line drive, which is, you know, he just was off balance with it. But other than that, every other play he has been very comfortable over at third base.
Very athletic move, showing that good range and a good strong throw on the first base.
But as we mentioned, he won't play only third. He's going to play shortstop eventually. There's Michael Franco. 0-1. He was asked about Franco and how he's been taking all of this, you know, the fact that he hasn't played the last few games at third base. And Pete said, you know, I talked to Michael, I talked to Cesar, I talked to Freddie. It's a good thing. It's good to have competition. It's good to have somebody else there. They know that we want to see J.P. Crawford. We want to see his bat. 0-2 pitch coming to Defoe. And now time is called. Ball and 2 strikes. Might be setting up the changeup here with that pitch.
Could. I'd like to see him just double up in there. Put a little 2-seamer that comes back. You're right. He went with the changeup.
I think he missed with it too, compared to where he wanted it to go.
I just think the hitters now, especially now, they get rushed inside like the pitch before that. They're automatically thinking, I'm going back out over the plate. He's not going to double up inside here.
Well, he wants it in now. He gets it in, and it's a foul ball. Barrow is asking Paul Emmel where it was. Let's take a look. Got to have that pitch, Paul. The third pitch was a strike. That ball was closer to being fair than I thought. I thought that was dead on a foul ball.
It was going to go in the stands.
Well, it did eventually, thanks to Rhys Hoskins. This is going to be a 9-pitch at bat at least. Got him. Slowed up that curveball even more. Third strikeout for Aaron Nola. And there are 2 outs here in the third. RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up and play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Daniel Murphy singled his last time up. Murphy is 4th in average coming into this ball game. Got him thinking now.
I don't know how much he thinks up there. I think he just hits. I know I wish I would have done a lot less thinking when I was in the box.
Bounced into the Nationals dugout and right on out. It remains 2-2.
That's what he does, though. I mean, that's a good pitch there by Aaron Nola. 93 and on your hands. But he has the ability just to foul it off, spoil it, and live to see another pitch.
Interesting that his numbers are so different home and road. The batting average more than anything else, I think, is surprising that it's that different. Takes inside, and now it's 3-2. Nationals have him for 1 more year. He's signed through next year. $37.5 million contract, and so far he's been worth it for them. Swing and a miss. A curveball, and Murphy strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Aaron Nola, and he sets the Nationals down in order here in the third. We have played 3. We'll go to the 4th. Nick Williams is running in to get things started. off here in the top of the 4th inning. We've been talking about Nick a lot. In fact, yesterday he was our Geico quote of the day, and today it's Pete Mackanin on Nick Williams. He needs work on plate discipline like most hitters, but the good thing about him is that when a pitcher makes a mistake, he doesn't miss many mistakes. That's the key to being a successful hitter. When you get a good pitch to hit, you don't miss it, and he doesn't miss a lot of them. There is some truth to that. He got jammed his first at bat. It popped out to shortstop. Swing and a miss. Pops that one a foul off the third base side. For the last 10 days, he is one shy of Anthony Rendon, who, by the way, is fine tonight. But Dusty Baker's just decided he's going to start giving some guys some time off here and there. 3 pitches, 1 away. Second strikeout for Roark. That'll bring Tommy Joseph to the plate. Tommy popped up into foul territory his first time up. I asked Tommy Joseph today, I said, you know, you faced Tanner Roark enough. I mean, he came in with 12 at bats. He has 13. I said, what does he do that makes him successful? He said, well, he's sneaky. That's the first thing. I mean, you see his fastball's at 91. He said, but he has so many pitches that, and he deviates his delivery and the pace of his delivery to the plate, particularly when there's somebody on base. He said, so that keeps him off balance. And he said, and honestly, as a former catcher, he said, I think that Wieters has also helped him this year. The way he's called the game and the way he has been able to keep him within the strike zone. Oh, man, that is a towering shot deep to left field, and it is gone just over the flower bed. And the Phillies have taken the lead. If anybody was sneaky, it was Tommy Joseph in that spot. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Thing was up there. Talk about hang time. Boy, did Tommy need that.
Well, it ends at 0 for 14 for Tommy Joseph. And that is his 21st home run of the year.
Ball just went straight up. I mean, it literally went straight up and then just kept carrying. Snuck it in the first row there.
There are not many baseballs that are higher than we are here at Nationals Park. That was higher than we are.
It's as high as the crane.
2-1 Phils here in the top of the 4th. It'll be Crawford out to left field right at Lind. 2 outs. I mean, everybody was looking straight up. Look at Roark. It's as if he's looking at fireworks. Really?
Man, that was a high one. Maybe we can get a hang time on that one.
Opposite way. No balls in 1 strike. Alfaro homered his last time up. It was a solo shot. So 2 home runs tonight for the Phillies. 2 solo shots. Tied him up with 91, 0-2.
For those watching at home, what Tommy Joseph meant by sneaky. You may look and say, what's so sneaky about 92? Well, it's the way a pitcher hides a baseball. Sometimes you just don't pick it up. It has late movement, and next thing you know, that 92 really looks like it's 96.
Breaking ball, and Alfaro strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but also a home run in the inning for that guy right there, Tommy Joseph. This took 7.5 seconds once it left his bat. That's a long time for a home run to go from home plate to out of the ballpark. But it went out, and the Phillies are on top, 2-1. ShopChooseNissan.com. And by McDonald's. Enjoy a cold soft drink or freshly brewed hot coffee for only $1. I'm loving it. George needed a little extra energy to hold off Abe Lincoln on that one. Well, Aaron Nola's pretty happy. He's got a 1-run lead to work with now here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as he will face Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Lind, and Michael Taylor. Zimmerman flied out to left field his first time up. Zimmerman has hit safely in 10 of his last 12 games. He is in the top 10 in a number of power categories. 8th in slugging percentage. That wasn't a bad pitch. He's tied for 7th in home runs, and he's also tied for 7th in RBIs with 93. Ball and 1 strike. Oh, good pitch. 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zimmerman to be followed by Lind and then Taylor here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. He got him. That is 3 consecutive strikeouts for Nola, and 1 out here in the 4th inning. Ryan Zimmerman was the Nationals nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, a very prestigious Murph award. Each ball club has a nominee, and Zimmerman with his Zims Foundation is the Nats nominee, and Cameron Rupp rightfully is the Phillies nominee.
Yeah, certainly a terrific honor. I don't think any of us are surprised that Cameron Rupp nominated by the Phillies for the Roberto Clemente Award for all that he has done this season and since he's been in a Phillies uniform, giving back to the community that he is a part of, the Philadelphia community. Of course, Cameron does most of his work with the Pennsylvania SPCA. We know he had his event this year, Ruppapalooza. He's also part of that big league fantasy football draft that and league that he is a part of now going forward this season. So he's spent a lot of time trying to kind of figure out his niche and how he can give back to the community that he is a part of. So he was nominated by the Phillies, and of course at the end of the season Major League Baseball will select one winner from those 30 nominees to be the Roberto Clemente Award winner league-wide. But I talked to Cameron when we were in New York when he found out about the award, and I said, hey, you got to be pretty proud to be you know, in that company that you're in right now. And he was beaming. He said it was such a great honor. He is so happy to be that nominee and to, you know, to get recognized a little bit for the work that he is doing. It is certainly justified. He has done a lot of good work over the last couple of years.
No question about it. No question about it. And you know, it even goes beyond the community stuff when you talk about the person that is Cameron Rupp. I mean, even the off-season events that the Phillies hold and how good he is with the fans during those events and just in general with the fans. I think Murph is absolutely right. He is the right guy for that award. There's a breaking ball to Michael Taylor, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The overall winner of the Roberto Clemente Award will be chosen from the group of 30 that have been nominated by each club, and there is a panel that votes on it. Rob Manfred's on that panel. Representatives from the MLB Network, from Fox Sports, ESPN, TBS. They're on that panel as well as Vera Clemente, Roberto's wife. And voting will take place at the end of the regular season. The fans will also get a chance to vote, and that will be part of who the panel decides on. Originally, this award was called the Commissioner's Award, and of course it was renamed the Roberto Clemente Award in 1973 after Roberto passed away. Two balls, 2 strikes. All right, Zimmerman's been doing a lot of stuff with the Zims Foundation for a long time.
You just like to see athletes give back the way that these guys do. Are they given a lot? Yes, but they've worked for it. But now it's nice to see them give back to the community and different organizations. Love to see it.
Now toward right center field, Odubel on the run. He won't get to it. He'll cut it off before it gets to the wall. Lynn to third. He'll be held there. As the throw comes in, the Nationals will have second and third with 1 man down.
Excellent play by Odubel to cut this. This ball gets to the wall. Lynn's going to score for sure. But he cuts it off, and Aaron make a couple pitches here, could see his way out of it. Short swing there by Michael A. Taylor. But if Odubel lets that ball kick around that wall, Lynn does score easily. So hopefully Aaron can pick it up here and see his way out of this.
Well, the Phillies will play the infield back. In fact, they'll do so at first and third. Now, if the ball is hit to Tommy Joseph or J.P. Crawford, they can still get Lynn at the plate because he doesn't run all that well. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
And they both have very good arm strength.
The best arm in the outfield is Nick Williams out in right field. Outfielders are fairly deep, and it would be tough to throw the runner out at the plate from where they're standing. Tapper, and it's 0-2.
I think Wieters is seeing that curveball too well.
So now if you're Aaron and you've gone over the scouting reports knowing that he struck out 35 times when the count is 0-2, do you try to back foot one here?
Yes. And then trust your catcher that if you do spike one, catcher has your back and will block it.
He does throw a breaking ball, and Wieters, as Ben said, just not seeing it. That's 6 strikeouts for Aaron Nola.
3 awkward swings. I would assume that they're going to go ahead and walk Deaza.
Alfaro just pointed toward first. Here's that pitch.
But if he doesn't swing at that pitch, you know, there's, which he glad he did, but if he doesn't swing at it, you're not going to get hurt down there. You know, it's not like you go up there and hang one. It's such a good located pitch, 0-2.
Well, now with the bases loaded, Tanner Roark will stand in. Roark 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up. Fooling around. He's going with his best pitch. Now be interesting to see what he tries to do here after 2 breaking balls in a row. Oh, 0-2 pitch, just a bit low.
The 80th pitch already for Aaron. Good time for your 3rd strikeout of the inning here.
Absolutely. Conversation now between Alfaro and Nola. Dusty working that toothpick.
Dotting fastball down and away. Boys back in the dugout to swing it. Fastball right down the chute. Strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts for Aaron Nola, who works out of a bases loaded jam. We'll go to the 5th inning.
with the Phillies on top 2-1. Delivers all the brands you need to keep your facility running, like Scott products that deliver superior value and an optimum balance of quality and affordability. All delivered for free by who? W.B. Mason. Noel leads it off. He gets a fastball from Roark. And it's 0-1. Two. Nola did have a single his last time up, punched it into right field. Another one to the right side, and Ryan Zimmerman will take it to the bag. 3 unassisted, and 1 away. Cesar Hernandez will be the hitter. Roark is now 55-37 for his major league career. I don't know when the Texas Rangers drafted him if they thought that he would be able to give any team 55 wins and be 18 games over 500 for his career.
It's just a good story though, coming from an independent team. Spent 2 years, I believe, in independent ball.
Played for Southern Illinois for the 2008 season, part of the 2008 season. And ball and 1 strike to Cesar Hernandez, and he slaps it the other way. That's a fair ball down the left field line. And Cesar is going to get at least 2 out of this one, and he'll be in scoring position. That'll bring Freddie Galvis to the plate. For all the years I was in minor league baseball in Trenton, every player I used to talk to that would come from, you see Cesar's swing here.
Good piece of hitting.
Every player that I would talk to that would come from independent league baseball would say it's kind of a cross between AA and AAA in some ways. Because you have guys that have been in the big leagues that are trying to get their careers back on track. You were in independent baseball, I know, as a pitcher, not as a catcher. So the fact that Roark and where he was in independent baseball was probably the lighter end of independent baseball out in the Midwest.
Yeah, definitely different levels.
Not as many teams as there used to be. 1 pitch coming to Galvis. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Definitely some interesting cities that I know. Like when I was in the Atlantic League, and I was out of Camden, which is a beautiful ballpark,
Correct.
overlooking the Ben Franklin Bridge, but there were some, we had played in Newark, which was obviously a rougher neighborhood. Bridgeport, Connecticut.
It was a nice facility also, Bridgeport.
It was okay. Probably the nicest, and honestly one of the nicest surfaces I've ever been on. Minor league, major league, is the field in Somerset. That surface is gorgeous. But it is a grind, and I give anybody tons of credit for having to go through independent baseball and the pay, the travel. Really not a whole lot good about it.
Yeah, and for some teams and for some players, you say pay, sometimes you're not sure if you're going to get paid.
Right.
In some places.
But for some guys, it's the last resort, as it was for me.
Up and in, and it's 3-2. Well, the guy who was in charge of the playing surface at Somerset also was part of the grounds crew in Trenton while I was there, Ray Sipperly.
Okay.
And he's always been in the state of New Jersey. His high school fields that he oversaw, because that's where he came from East Brunswick Votech, were always the best in the state as well. Ray unfortunately passed away as Freddie Galvis rolls one into center field, and Cesar Hernandez will roll home from second base. And the Phillies now take a 3-1 lead.
What a good at bat.
RBI single for Freddie Galvis, his 58th of the year.
Get a 3-2 hook and put it in play, as I say, and good things will happen. Not the best breaking ball here from Roar. Kind of just stays up. Hit it right back where it came from. An excellent at bat. His buddy Cesar scores easily.
So the Phils have a runner at first with 1 man down, and Odubel, who is 1 for 1, he doubled his last time up, walked his first time up. He will be the hitter here in the top of the 5th inning. He fouled that one off his.
Just in case Paul Emmel did not see it.
Just in case.
I think it got him too square.
I think that he tripped. That was even worse. Always there to help the umpires, Ben. And a line drive base hit it to right center field. Galvis will go to third. No, he's going to put the brakes on. It was kicked, though, by Diaza, and that allows Freddie to eventually get to third base. Well, that'll wind up being an error for the Nationals, only because Freddie stopped at second base. So first and third with 1 man down, and it brings Rhys Hoskins up in an RBI situation.
Diaza, just see him just pick his head up right before he catches that baseball. Got to catch it first.
I think he was anticipating that Galvis was going to go to third, and he wanted to get his body ready to throw.
Reese wants to make up for his last AB. Second and third and 2 outs, and he got a cookie. I mean, a cookie from Tanner Roark, and just rolled it over to shortstop.
Down the left field line, and that will hook foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, a fly ball will give the Phils an extra run here. There's no doubt about it. Both pitchers have a high pitch count here in the 5th inning. 1-2.
Very subdued crowd here tonight, huh?
Very quiet. Thursday night in the DC. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hoskins with runners on first and third. And a grounder foul, and it remains 1-2. Mentioned the Nationals' magic number is 6. So any combination of wins by the Nationals and losses by the Miami Marlins that equals 6 can give the Nationals their 2nd consecutive division crown and their 5th overall playoff appearance. That is 5th overall playoff appearance. A little dribbler foul. The National League East in 2014. They won it last year as well. They have 85 wins, which 10 days ago seemed like it was going to be far short of catching the Los Angeles Dodgers for the best record in the National League. But now the Dodgers have lost 6 straight, 9 of 10, are playing their worst baseball of the year. As Hoskins strikes out, as Roark threw him something soft, got him a little out front, and there are 2 outs here in the 5th inning. It's a big out right there.
Sure is.
So the top 5 records in all of baseball, the Dodgers are number 1, the Astros are number 2, and then the Nationals. But you've got 2 surging teams right behind the Nationals, and the Indians and the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks have won 13 straight, and the Indians have won 14 straight.
That Indians ball club are fun to watch.
Did you check out what their run differential is?
I did not.
So their run differential, and that's just kind of a fun stat. It's not anything that means, you know, where you stand in your division, but it is now ahead of the Dodgers. And the Dodgers run differential was far and away better than everybody else's for a while. At 185, plus 185. The Indians are now plus 190. 1-0 pitch coming to Williams. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. No other time in baseball has 2 teams had at least a 13-game winning streak at the same time. And the Indians, as we said, have won 14 straight. They've got Corey Kluber going tonight. They're up 5-2 in the 2nd. And the Diamondbacks, red hot, have won 13 straight.
Obviously a lot can happen, but I think it's going to be Indians and Nationals World Series.
That's where you're going with, huh?
That's who I'm going with.
Dusty just texted. He said thank you.
Although the Astros, that pickup of Verlander, I think that's going to be huge for them.
I think it's going to be pretty big too. 1-2 pitch coming. Got to call time, right?
Who do you have going?
Well, it was the Dodgers and the Astros about a week ago. I guess I'll stay with that for now.
Okay.
I wanted to hold off to see where Kershaw was as far as his health goes.
Right.
I mean, he's back. I just think the Astros, I thought they were good before. I thought they had enough pitching, but now that they have Verlander, I think they're going to be hard to beat. Two balls and 2 strikes to Nick Williams. And he's down on strikes. Another changeup. So we got the last 2 hitters, the 4 and 5 hitters with off-speed pitches. Roark does allow a run on the single by Galvis, but it could have been a lot worse. 3-1 Phils. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, congratulations in order for Scott Kingery and for Thomas Eshelman. Kingery has been named the offensive winner in the Paul Owens category, and Thomas Eshelman is the Paul Owens Award winner on the mound. The combination of Reading and Lehigh Valley numbers for both players. I mean, Kingery, that's a solid year. 304, 26 home runs, 65 runs batted in, and 889 OPS. And I don't know what Eshelman, what else he needs to do. He's not a strikeout pitcher, but he's 13-3 this year between AA and AAA. Bouncer, left side, off the glove of Crawford, picked up by Galvis, throws to first in time! What a play! You will not see a better 5-6-3 out this year. I mean, that was incredible by Freddie Galvis.
Just off the glove of Crawford. Hopefully this play does hold up. Turner's not going anywhere. But the wherewithal of Freddie just to get rid of it as quickly as he could. Excellent pick by Tommy. I think that one might be overturned. But just the wherewithal to get to his feet and get it over there.
Well, they are going to take a look at it. Well, that's awfully close. I can't tell whether the ball's in his glove or not. It looked like it was.
That's all knowing your runner by Freddie Galvis. Turner can fly.
And that slight glance off the glove of Crawford, it actually helped the Phillies, because otherwise that would have gone through the hole. I mean, it was a very subtle glance off the glove. Well, it depends on what you think the definition is of in the glove or not. And the ball was arriving in the glove. Tommy did not grab it by the time Turner went across the bag. Tommy made a heck of a play on this too. I don't know, Ben. Again, it's going to depend on your definition and the definition of
I think his
whether
heel,
it's in the glove.
I think his heel
think so?
hits the bag before it's in Tommy's mitt.
That would be a downer, wouldn't it?
It sure would. I hope it stays the same, obviously.
Paul Emmel's the crew chief. He's to the left. It's always the crew chief that joins whichever umpire made the call. In this case, it's Quinn Wolcott. And they are about ready to render a decision on whether Trey Turner is out or safe. I think he just said he's safe. Oh, no, he didn't. He said he's out. Well, again, it depends on your definition of where the ball is, whether it's in the glove or not. And that one was awfully close.
Just off JP's glove. Tried to do a slide. Gets rid of it awfully quickly. Good extension there by Tommy.
It hit the glove when his foot was arriving at the bag. It's really close, but he's out. And everybody is happy in the Phillies dugout.
It's huge. Well, keep the leadoff runner off base and the speed of Turner off base.
A ball and 1 strike to Defoe, who is 0 for 2. And a line drive base hit it to right field. Not hit that hard. But Defoe's aboard with a 1-out single, and it brings Daniel Murphy up. Murphy singled his first time up and then struck out. Ball, no strikes to Murphy, who is 1 for 2. Two and 0. You think Murphy's saying that he's jumping a little bit? Is that why he twisted his body back after that?
Yes. Which is hard to do because he doesn't stride. So maybe he still has too much movement moving forward, meaning his head and his body weight. Just because you don't stride doesn't mean you can't move forward.
Toss over.
But it definitely makes it more difficult to move forward without a stride.
Pop up off the third base line. Crawford over toward the tarp and just out of room. 2-1. 2-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch is low, throw to second base is high, and Defoe is safe at second. So he's in scoring position with 1 man down. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Murphy.
They are getting some good jumps tonight on Aaron Nola.
Well, there's nobody better than Davey Lopes when it comes to reading pitchers.
Not a good pitch to throw on either for Jorge.
We knew that when Davey was the Phillies first base coach. They could pitch here and try to get Murphy. He got Murphy last time on strikes. Murphy singled his first time up.
Davey really never helped me out at first base coach in San Diego.
Was he your first base coach in San Diego? He never got you to steal a bag?
You gotta realize what
about that tomorrow. No. We got to talk to him about that tomorrow. He even had Ryan Howard steal a few times.
He's not a magician.
And ball 4, Murphy walks. Well, that puts 2 on with 1 out for Ryan Zimmerman. By the way, we've got an update from Lehigh Valley. The Iron Pigs have climbed back. They were down 5-1 in this ball game. They've scored 4 runs in the 6th inning. That is game 1 of the International League Division Series. Game 2 is tomorrow night at Coca-Cola Park. In fact, you're going to want to go out because it's a beautiful night, and they've got fireworks afterward. That's right. It's the Pigs and the Rail Riders. And if you think the fireworks shows are good at Citizens Bank Park, well, the Iron Pigs fireworks shows are fantastic. So you get a chance to see the Pigs and the Rail Riders in the 2nd game of the postseason. You can go to ironpigsbaseball.com for more information and to purchase your tickets. Iron Pigs tonight. Kingery has 2 hits as we showed you. And RBIs by Walding, who's playing third base, just called up. Mora playing shortstop. Cousins and Poulin, who's playing left field tonight. 1 pitch to Zimmerman. Another curveball missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drew Anderson started that ball game, won 6 innings, scattered 9 hits and 5 runs, struck out 6. And Cesar Ramos is in the ball game right now at the top of the 7th inning. We'll keep you updated on it.
No shocker there. Kingery with a couple more, huh?
Over to third base. Crawford gobbles it up, throws to second for 1, over to first base in time. Well, we said it earlier, and we'll say it again. He has looked quite comfortable playing third base in his first few games in the big leagues. We'll go to the 6th. 3-1 Phillies. Out of the bullpen with a newfound confidence. Uncertainty at times this season has become consistency for the back end of the relief corps as we head around the final turn of the 2017 season. As we arrive at September, the left side has been right on with Hobie Milner and Adam Morgan silencing opponents' bats. During the month of August, they combined for 24 1/3 innings pitched and only 1 earned run. The bullpen's success collectively is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, we'll see if the bullpen will get out here tonight, depending on how Aaron Nola is in the 6th inning. As Tommy Joseph, who homered his last time up, leads things off here in the top of the 6th.
That home run tied Mike Napoli and Paul Goldschmidt for the highest home run of the season.
Really? Well, that confirms it, though, because we both thought it was high. Off the bat, I thought it was going to be 6, 7 rows up, maybe.
I'm with you. Launch angle is 47 degrees.
So I guess the launch angle had to be up there too in Major League Baseball this year.
7.5 seconds. Roark's reaction was priceless.
So we get a miss. Tommy is down on strikes. Readers can't find the baseball, and Tommy's going to beat it out.
Paul Emmel was blocking the view.
That's a big man to block the view. 6th strikeout. For Tanner Roark.
He literally, the ball went behind Emmel, and Emmel started to retreat and just blocks the view. Watch. He stands right in the line. Right in the line of view of Matt Wieters.
It's as if they're playing a game of keep away.
Yeah.
There's J.P. Crawford with a runner at first. J.P. is 0 for 2 tonight. Takes down and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
A bit of useless knowledge, Tom.
Yeah, what do you got?
The spikes that Tanner Roark is wearing are they're Nike Cooperstown 2s, which I wore back in '99.
And they're not available anymore?
No. And if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
The front part is like a mesh.
Yes, that's right.
And the only one they would make them for is Mariano Rivera. I just noticed, I said, where did he get those? Because they stopped making them.
So you're saying that Mariano Rivera has provided him with spikes?
I'm not saying that at all. Because Mo had his number on them. But it just struck me as awkward because they're old. That's an old pair of spikes. Maybe he had them in a box somewhere. Broke them out. Coop 2s, they're called. How's that for useless knowledge?
I'm surprised they don't use them anymore. There's a fly ball to left field by J.P. Crawford. And 1 away. Well, speaking of Crawford, he was not wearing Coop 2s over at third base, but he's part of our State Farm double play.
Zimmerman gets out in front of this changeup. Again, good lateral movement here by J.P. Crawford. Soft hands, accurate throws all the way around the horn. 5-4-3. Pitcher's best friend, inning-ending double play. State Farm double play, here to help life go right.
1 away, and Jorge Alfaro's coming up. Bouncer left side. Trey Turner has it. There's 1 and 2. 6-4-3 double play. The side is retired. Yeah, you're right. I've searched Nike Coop 2s. They don't make them anymore. by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. And by Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. Aaron has a 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. By the way, we've got a very special birthday to celebrate today. Our very own Jeff Halleckman, our producer, is just about eligible for AARP. So when we do that promo, it's all on behalf of him. Jeff is celebrating his birthday today. He's been going around telling everybody that he's finally a millennial. And he is celebrating a birthday with those baseball icons: Kurt Davis, Joe Rudy, Willie Crawford, Darren Bragg, Jason Isringhausen, here on September 7th. So happy birthday, Jeff.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
As part of Jeff's birthday present, we all pitched in, and we know he's loved for Bruce Springsteen, so we're going to send him to Bruce Springsteen on Broadway as part of his gift.
Very cool.
Yeah. Adam Lind hits one back toward the middle. That's a base hit. So he starts the bottom of the 6th inning with a single. He's now 2 for 3. And Michael A. Taylor's coming up. Michael A. Taylor is 1 for 2, reached on an error and then doubled. Bullpen action. Adam Morgan starting to loosen up. That's because Nola's at 95 pitches. Time is called. Taylor playing center field. Obviously, Adam Eaton was the guy who was in center field to start this season. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. They call time. Ground ball foul. And 1-2 to Taylor. That one gets away from Alfaro, and Lind will get to second base. It'll be a wild pitch. All right, so the double play is out of order, at least for now.
Yeah, he just goes down to one knee. You got to get both knees at the same time. He just he tries to get around it and redirect it back towards home plate, but unable to do so. A
77-mile-an-hour curveball.
was to go out and get Aaron. I guess he wouldn't go with a double switch because you do have a ample amount of guys on the bench. Typically use a double switch when you would like to have a defensive replacement or if you're losing.
A lot of stepping out and stepping off in this inning.
It's been a bit of a struggle, I will say that, for Jorge and Aaron tonight, being on the same page, and that will happen.
You know, I think that's why he needed to catch him, just to kind of get used to him, and vice versa. They've got a piece of the home plate umpire, Paul Emmel. So Alfaro's going to walk that one out toward the mound.
He played that off nicely.
Bob McClure just said go out a little bit farther.
That had to hurt. Right off his.
Oh, yeah, that had to hurt.
He's playing it off. Give him credit.
I think he just told everybody he was okay, so that's why Alfaro's coming back. That's a pretty shot right there.
Sure is.
Swing and a miss. He got him. He threw a changeup to get him for his 8th strikeout of the night. And one away here in the 6th inning. It'll bring Wieters up.
Huge. Just the bottom drop out of that one. Taylor reading fastball. Just never gets there.
Wieters is 0 for 2. He struck out his last time up. See if they go after him the same way with one curve after another. You probably have to start him with the curve, right? Just because he was so off balance with it last time.
I was always under the impression throw it till he hits it.
Fastball, and he missed inside 1-0. Noah's allowed just one unearned run tonight. That was back in the 2nd inning. But the Nationals have had their share of base runners. They've left 6 so far. There's the curveball, 2-0. Gets away from Alfaro and allows Lynn to go to 3rd. That'll be a pass ball. Neither one looks really comfortable in this inning with each other.
No. Those are a 2-0 changeup.
Just missed it.
Yeah, it just can't happen.
All right, the infield is back up the middle. The corners are in with Lynn to 3rd. We've talked about this before. Same situation as in the 5th inning. We'll make it the 4th inning. 3-0 to Wieters. And he gets the green light. He lines it to left center field. That'll be in for a base hit. It's a run game. Wieters will get to second base on this. An RBI double. It's a 3-2 ball game.
Really the only time in a ball game where you know exactly what you're going to get. 3-0. Good hitting by Wieters. Not trying to do a whole lot with it. pounds it out in that left center gap.
Well, that's going to be it for Aaron Nola. So Pete Buchanan's going to go to the bullpen. Here's that swing again by Wieters.
Very nice swing.
So Nola is done. So is Tommy Joseph, as Andres Blanco will come in as part of this double switch. Here comes Adam Morgan. We'll be back. Answer. All right, Ben, here we go. The question is, what state was Nationals reliever Sean Doolittle born in?
The great state of South Dakota.
South Dakota is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Rapid City, South Dakota.
That was crazy, though. I was reading the bios before the game, and that really did jump out at me.
It's nice that your retention is there. Well, Aaron Nola, 5 1/3 tonight, 7 hits. Andres Blanco is in the ball game. Howie Kendrick has come on to pinch hit. A former Phil. Morgan's numbers, a 4.17 earned run average. Howie just couldn't stay healthy with the Phillies for one reason or another, but he certainly has stayed healthy with the Nationals. And he has done well for them. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Been an excellent pickup. Those are his numbers as a pinch hitter. He has Wieters at second base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Fastball and almost got away from Alfaro, and it's 2-0. Ben, what do you got going on back there tonight, at least in this inning?
Just a little rigid. You know, the pass ball, I think he just flat out clanked it. I mean, he went after it the right way. He just maybe took his eye off it. He just seems very, very rigid. Let's loosen that hand up a little bit.
Outside, 3-1. Galvis comes running in. I think Freddie just asked for Alfaro to come out. I thought he did anyway. There we go. That's interesting. Freddie must have seen something out at shortstop.
Well, you do have a catcher out there, and he's probably peeking in, looking at some signs. Awful lot of talk of that recently, huh, Tom?
Oh yeah. I don't think he's wearing any kind of watch out at second base. I don't think Howie is either. Nope, no watch. He's doing it. He's doing the old-fashioned way, Ben. Out toward right field. Nick Williams will give this a look, and it will slice into the crowd. He was awfully close to that, wasn't he?
He sure was.
3-2.
Do you think Wieters is doing it the old-fashioned way? Hands on the knees, breaking ball, hands off the knees, fastball?
Well, I also wondered, that ball hit off the edge of that lady's seat. I also wondered, he's got his hands on his hips right now. And then he drop a hand. Would that be anything? Like location?
Could be location. We always went just straight hands on the knees, taking your lead. Breaking ball, hands off the knees, fastball.
Because the previous at bat, or the previous pitch, he had his hands on his hips and he dropped his left arm.
Right.
That time he had his hands on his hips and he dropped his right arm. And it fouled back. Well, they really are struggling, aren't they? And ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and second. Roark will be asked back. Kendrick is aboard. And Rafael Bautista will be the pinch hitter. The Nationals brought up their #1 prospect, Victor Robles. And he is with the ball club. He is hanging on the railing in the Nationals dugout. Bob McClure's heading out to talk to Adam Morgan. So Roark is done. He's hoping that his team can do something else here offensively and take him off the hook. Take CSN podcast with you to the gym or on the road with the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers just around the corner. It's a great time to start listening. Subscribe and download now. Will be a spectator for the rest of the way. All right, so here's Bautista. With runners on first and second. He is quick, so he'll be tough to double up. And he lines one to left center field. Odubel's on the run, and he's not going to get there. It'll drop in for a hit. Wieters had a freeze, so he'll stop at third. And the bases are now loaded. Well, we have such a great vantage point from up here. I really thought he was going to get to it and make the catch.
So did I. Better be safe than sorry, though, in that situation. That ball gets by you. It's spelled disaster. Ball was in the air for a while. Leader just gets hung up. He's on his move. Station to station.
All right, so Trey Turner is now up with the bases loaded here in the 6th inning. One.
They're playing for 2 up the middle. It's going to have to be hit extremely hard to double up Turner.
Two. A little heavy lifting going on right now for Adam Morgan to try to get through this inning. He's 4 for his last 8 against left-handed pitching, and look where his numbers are overall. Back toward the middle. Galvis can't get it. 1 run is in, rounding third, heading for him is Kendrick. The throw to the plate is not in time, and the Nationals take the lead. It's only the 2nd run allowed by Adam Morgan since the 1st of August. A 2-run single for Turner.
I just thought Freddie was going to get there.
I did too. That 2nd bounce, though, certainly helped that ball off the bat of Turner.
It got through the infield a lot quicker than I thought it would.
See, right there, it took such a low bounce, the 2nd one.
And picked up speed, actually.
Well, if you're Nola, you get a no decision. If you're Roark, you got a chance to now win this ball game. So we get a best 0-1. The glove off again.
He's had a couple where he's had to, he's catching it with his thumb down. We talked about this the other night. You're catching it with your thumb down. Sometimes you can really start to stress those tendons in your receiving hand on your thumb.
1-2. Balls, 2 strikes. Well, Defoe runs well, but he's going from the right side of the plate right now. Wouldn't be bad to get a ground ball here, get out of this inning, and not have Murphy come up in an RBI situation. Bullpen action for the Nationals. Kinsler, who was a very good pickup by Washington, and Oliver Perez. And a hot shot towards short. That could be two. I'm not sure at all what the base runners are doing. Obviously, Bautista thought that ball was caught. It shocked Cesar Hernandez that he was coming back to the bag. And I think the side is retired. Nationals on top 4-3. What the heck is going on? This inning will continue, the bottom of the sixth, and that's because of the base running. I don't want to say issue, but the base running craziness that just took place. Bautista thought this ball was caught by Freddie Galvis. It obviously was on one hop, so Bautista heads back. They get the force at second base, and then Trey Turner falls down. Bautista is not touched at all by Cesar Hernandez, so he's technically safe because Cesar went and tagged Trey Turner. But he didn't tag Bautista. He could have right there, but Bautista then went back to second base. And because there was no throw to first, the inning will continue with Murphy up and 2 men down. And it was all because Bautista thought the ball was caught. It threw Cesar off because he thought that he had gotten Bautista, but instead had gotten Turner. And it was Turner who pointed it out and told Bautista to get back to the second base bag.
I don't know so much if Bautista thought he caught the ball in the air.
I think he definitely thought it was caught.
No, I think he just forgot that there was a man on first base, and he didn't want to get thrown out at third.
Well, maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. Either way, he had no idea what he was doing.
Correct.
But then again, Cesar, because of that, bought into it.
Talk about a tailor-made double play.
Don't know if the second base umpire Brian O'Nora, because he thought the inning was over too, and then said, wait, hold on a second. And he did the right thing. He went and brought everybody together and asked Paul Emmel, and Paul Emmel said that there was no tag at second base. Well, however he cut it, I don't think we're liking this inning right now. 2-2.
So the play goes down. Fielder's choice 6-4.
6-4. Swing and a miss, and now Murphy's down on strike. So a strikeout for Adam Morgan. I believe the inning is over. The Nationals have the lead. We'll be back with the top of the seventh. Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary goes like this. The Phils had a 3-1 lead thanks to home runs by Alfaro and Tommy Joseph. Aaron Nola went 5 1/3, and then they ran into trouble. It was a very sloppy 6th inning, not only with a pass ball and a wild pitch, but also with an odd player on the second base bag, and the Nationals wound up scoring 3 runs. So now as we go to the 7th inning, Howie Kendrick will take over in left field after pinch hitting. And going over to right field is Bautista. And the new pitcher is right-hander Brandon Kinsler. Kinsler over from the Milwaukee Brewers organization. He's 2-0 with a 2.76 earned run average. I should say Minnesota. He was with Milwaukee last year. And he throws a strike to Andres Blanco.
Very surprised that the Twins gave up Kinsler because of the race that they are still in, and I think surprising the baseball world.
I think that's just it. You know, the same thing could be said for even the Marlins. Not that the Marlins gave up a whole lot. I mean, they did give Kohler to the Toronto Blue Jays and Ramos to the New York Mets, but they were starting to get back into it also. Now they've fallen back out of it because of 6 losses to the Nationals recently. Kinsler has had himself a good run since the 1st of August. 1 ball and 1 strike to Blanco. Inside, 2-1. Minnesota Twins, by the way, are 5 games over 500. And they are currently holding on to the 2nd wild card spot in the American League. The Angels are right on their heels. The Angels have 1 more loss than the Twins do. 3 balls and 1 strike to Blanco.
Kinsler out of Dixie State University.
That's right.
Which is in St. George, Utah.
And it's called Dixie State?
Dixie State University.
The connection is there. Blanco in the air to straightaway center field. Taylor on the run to the track, to the wall. He jumps and he makes the catch. He just robbed Andres Blanco of at least an extra base hit. And from our vantage point, it looks like he may have robbed him of a home run.
Gotta be kidding me.
He took a very good track back to the wall.
He got back there in a hurry. I don't know if it would have made it over the fence, but at worst, Phillies have runner on second to lead off this 7th inning.
Now here's Cesar Hernandez. He shows bunt. You can't tell how far he is right there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go.
I think at least top of the wall.
Still a good play.
0-1 to Cesar outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Phils need that average to come through here. And 1. So Kinsler has fallen behind the first 2 hitters that he has faced. Line drive caught by Turner at shortstop, 2 away. The Phillies get 2 balls hard against Kinsler, but nothing to show for it. And now Freddie Galvis is coming up. Friday, September 15th, when the Phillies take on the Oakland A's, it'll be Goldberg's night at Citizens Bank Park. All fans coming to the ballpark will see the Phillies retro slap bracelet. Series creator and Philadelphia area native Adam Goldberg and actor Troy Gentile, who plays Adam's older brother Barry on the show, will be on hand. Phillies themed clips from the show will be featured throughout the game on Fanavision. As Freddie bunts it back toward the man, a one-handed grab by Kinsler. And he throws him out, and that was a very quick inning. Phillies go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, 4-3 Nationals. Phillies lead turned around. Matt Wieters, this pitch 3-0, and he just drove it to the gap in left center field.
A good piece of hitting there by Wieters. Get that 3-0 green light. Nice to be able to do something with it. And then here Trey Turner with a single back up the box for the potential winning run for the Nats. That is your Toyota turning point.
All right, so the Phillies trail at 4-3, and Adam Morgan still on the mound trying to keep this at a one-run deficit. Phillies have 6 outs to play with. Offensively, it'll be Ryan Zimmerman to lead things off. Zimmerman so far tonight is 0 for 3. He'll be followed by Victor Robles, who's in the on-deck circle. There he is, the 20-year-old, the top prospects for the Nationals. Towering fly ball toward the right field line. Williams and Cesar are there, and Williams comes sliding in to make the grab at the last moment. Turned out to be a, well, I guess you could say, a funny adventure.
How about the way that ball came back, though?
I think thankfully it did.
That could have been disastrous. They had a runner on second base, nobody out. See, Cesar overruns it. I mean, that ball really came back.
Well, the reason I say thankfully it did is because Cesar overran it, and Nick was still on that side of the field.
It's a very, very good play there by Nick Williams.
Well, Robles will pinch hit. He got a nice round of applause from the Nationals fans. He has spent parts of this year in Single-A and Double-A. Overall 300 with 10 homers and 47 runs batted in. 27 stolen bases. He finished with 129 hits. When he was promoted to the Harrisburg Senators, he had 324 in 37 games. As I mentioned, he entered this season and still is the #1 prospect in the Nationals organization. 2-0. 20 years old then. He has been strictly an outfielder throughout his minor league career. A pitch is hit out toward right field. Playable for Williams.
He can fly.
Yes, he can. He's already halfway between first and second when that catch was made.
Man.
Listen to the round of applause he's getting. Ben, did you ever get that kind of round of applause when you fly out to right field?
Never a standing no for flying out.
Nice one to tip his cap. I don't think that's done enough, by the way, in baseball. Player tipping their cap, whether it be a pitcher coming out of a game. It's a conversation for another day. Michael Taylor will be the batter. Taylor is 1 for 3. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Down the left field line foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ramos starts to warm up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss, and the Phillies have a 1-2-3 7th inning. All right, so it remains a 1-run game. We'll go to the 8th. Odubel Herrera due to lead it off when we get back. Brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. Phillies trail at 4-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. And then time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game. As it turned out, this was a pretty big play to start the 7th.
It sure was. Andres Blanco thinks he's got a homer. Most likely would have been just a double, but Michael A. Taylor gets to it. That is your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, one of our favorite Phils, Ryan Matson, is now on for the Washington Nationals. He has pitched in 11 games so far for the Nationals. 3-0 with a 0 earned run average. 15 strikeouts in 11 innings. Matson, who has come back from arm problems and has a chance to get back to the postseason, where he's been with the Phillies, where he's been with the Royals, and now with the Nationals. He gets Odubel to pop one out toward shallow left center field. Trey Turner makes the catch, one away. Rhys Hoskins is coming up. Murph's got our cold hard fact. Murph?
I do indeed. It's time for our Cold Hard Fact, presented by Clean Crisp Coors Light. And we're looking at the highest OPS since August 13th. That's when Rhys Hoskins came to town. The on-base percentage plus slugging statistic, OPS. Rhys Hoskins at the top, 1.277 since August 13th. Some pretty good offensive players on that list, guys, but he has made an impact since he has been here. And, well, pretty big moment in this game. Maybe he can make an impact right here.
Yeah, I think all you have to say when you look at that list is that Giancarlo's 5th.
Yeah.
And that he's number 1. And think about the month that Giancarlo had. I mean, no, that's only half of it. The first pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 0 for 3 tonight. His average has slipped under 300. Overall this year, Matson has an ERA of 1.61. There's some similarities to his motion from when he was with the Phillies, but there are some differences too for Ryan Matson.
Starts Hoskins with a couple curveballs.
Yeah, and for Matson, it's a knuckle curve. You know, when he was a starter, he would throw a curveball, and when he was a reliever, every once in a while you'd see him throw that knuckle curve over, just to let the opposition know that he had it. But basically for the Phillies, it was fastball changeup. A changeup that he has thrown since he was 11 years old. There's the fastball, 96.
Matson was drafted by the Phillies in 1998. The first time he's ever faced his former squad.
He is 3rd all time in games for the Phils. Had 32 saves back in 2011. And Hoskins goes down on strikes. Back-to-back 96. Second time tonight that Rhys has struck out. 2 outs.
Just rears back, climbs the ladder on Rhys. Amazing, all these years still throwing 96.
Williams is 0 for 3. And he lines one the opposite way, a base hit. So Nick is now hitting 6 straight. And he's aboard for Maikel Franco, who will pinch hit for Adam Morgan. So Franco, who hasn't played in a couple days, hitting .223 with 18 home runs and 62 runs batted in.
Trying to shoot that one to right.
Well, the fastball in, which it's not a bad idea to try to turn on it. Just it was up just a little bit.
Yep. Might as well take a crack at it. I mean, you're down a couple runs.
He may not get another fastball. Well, they're going back in again. That one is back behind home plate, so he did get another fastball.
I have seen more teams making a concerted effort to get Maikel out inside. For a while there, it was just down and away, down and away, down and away.
Oh-2 pitch coming to Franco. Nope. He'll have to throw over to first base. Williams not too far off the bag.
Go back in there again.
Down the right field line, out of play. And it remains 0-2.
I still don't know how, with getting back to the sign stealing and all that, I still don't know how. You watch Wieters put that sign down and how quickly Madsen delivered it. I don't know how it could be relayed from inside to a coach and then to the batter.
Well, I think
especially because you have Mike Held, so that their dugout's behind them.
Right.
So how, was he supposed to turn around as the pitchers?
I think they just bark an order out. Change up. And it remains 0-2. Listen, you don't have an Apple Watch. I don't have an Apple Watch. Murph does not have an Apple Watch.
Larry doesn't know how to use his Apple Watch.
I think Larry's the only one. Murph, would you agree? But Larry's the only one that we can ask how this works.
He's also the only one that doesn't know how to use his Apple Watch. Yeah.
But it looks very good on him.
It's very stylish.
So Larry, what we're telling everybody is that if we ever steal signs with our Apple Watch, Larry will not be a culprit.
No, he will not.
0-2 pitch. A little low. Although one of the funniest things when Larry first got the watch and it would ring, somebody would call him on it. I mean, that was one of the funniest things because he had no idea how to answer it.
Which made you call it pretty much every half hour on the half hour.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Franco. Franco fouls it over to the first base side. Zimmerman is over and it's out of play.
It just seems like the game would move way too fast to be able to relay from inside. That's just me, but obviously they found a way to do it.
Tried to check his swing. He went around, and the side is retired. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Madsen. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Nationals Park. The Phillies still trail at 4-3. For children 14 and under, it's the Aviator hat given out by the folks at Hers. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. It's almost time, Ben, for you to go out at 4 a.m. somewhere and get up to a tree stand and wear yourself an Aviator hat.
That's right. It'll be that time.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and Wieters will lead it off against Luis Garcia. Garcia, 2.72 earned run average. Wieters had an RBI double his last time up. And a pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Adam Morgan went an inning and 2/3, allowed 2 hits. Then he allowed 1 run. He walked 1 batter. And he struck out 2 batters. A ball and 1 strike. Two and 2 to Wieters. Wieters catching his 109th game so far this year. And he was a little late on that pitch. A strikeout to begin the 8th inning. And with 1 away, time to get updated on what's going on around the world of baseball. Here's Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. It's our unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile. We were just in New York playing the Mets, and one of the big stories, of course, was David Wright, who had to have surgery on Tuesday for a torn rotator cuff. Well, he met the media today in New York, and he said he still believes he has, quote, something left to give the New York Mets, and he does expect to play in the 2018 season. He said he still believes he can play third base and be a regular contributor at third base, but would understand if the Mets decided to go in a different direction this offseason and maybe fill that spot with someone. He said he wants to be a part of whatever success they have in 2018. They'll do whatever they can, but he does expect to play in 2018. And the other story also coming out of New York, how about Aaron Judge hits his 39th home run today, a 2-run shot to dead straight center field. Number 39 is now second best all time among rookies and home runs for a rookie in a season. Only Mark McGwire had more in his rookie season, so Aaron Judge down second. He also has a tie now for the American League home runs as well. So 39 home runs for Aaron Judge, and he continues to mash it up there in New York, guys.
Yeah, Yankees today in New York wearing the black armband in their game against the Baltimore Orioles. And that armband is in honor of Gene Stick Michael, who was the general manager of the Yankees at one time, also managed, worked with Dallas Green in Chicago, and Gene was a longtime scout for the New York Yankees, and I got to know him when he was scouting the minor leagues, because he would scout the minor leagues an awful lot, and he was a tremendous individual, a really good guy. And our condolences to not only the Yankee family, but of course the Michael family as well. Toss over to first, and Kendrick, who just singled to right field, is back easily. Bautista singled his first time up, a little flare single out to left center field. And he bounces this one to second base. Cesar to second for 1. Over to first in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Well, that had to happen quickly because Bautista runs well, and it did. Well, it's our first look at Sean Doolittle in a Nationals uniform against the Phillies when we come back. By the way, the weather tomorrow is going to be fantastic in the Philadelphia area. And what are you going to do? Well, you're going to go see Luke Bryan. That's what you're going to do. Go to Citizens Bank Park because Luke's hunting, fishing, and love it every day tour is going to be at Citizens Bank Park tomorrow. Go to Phillies.com/Luke Bryan for more information. The opening acts, Brett Eldridge and Craig Campbell. Again, tickets are still on sale. Phillies.com/Luke Bryan. So tomorrow is Luke Bryan, and then on Saturday is Billy Joel, which is sold out at the ballpark, which is a common occurrence for Billy Joel. Here is Sean Doolittle, who is 15 for 15 in save opportunities for the Nationals. He saved 3 games in 23 games for the Oakland Athletics. He wasn't their closer for all of that time, but here Dusty Baker, originally when Matson and Doolittle were acquired, he said, I'm going to use both of them. Well, in reality, it's basically just been Doolittle. And the first pitch to J.P. Crawford is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Last time we saw the Nationals, we were talking about their bullpen and how their bullpen was not going to enable them to go deep into the postseason. I mean, they were running away with the East with their bullpen. But they went out and shorted up with the acquisition of Matson and Doolittle. And I think Kinsler helped out. Gave Dusty Baker, who likes to use his bullpen, gave him some options.
They shorted up all right.
Inside. By the way, why do you think that? I mean, it has to be his arm that they said, well, we can't pass that up, because he had 22 home runs in 1 year in the minor leagues.
I know. I mean, I looked at the averages.
It wasn't bad.
No.
Crawford fouls it back. I thought maybe the strikeouts, he struck out 153 times at 137 games in 08. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Maybe they just said, you know what, it's just no room in our organization for a first baseman.
Yeah.
He's got a great arm. Let's see if he, and he's wrong-handed.
Check swing.
Let's put him on the hill.
Out of Shawnee High School in South Jersey. To the University of Virginia, where he was a first-round pick by the Oakland A's. Again, Crawford fouls it away, remains 2-2. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Lehigh Valley and Scranton, they are tied at 5 in the 11th inning. The foul ball, remains 2-2.
That leadoff man on.
Get him on and get him in. The year that Doolittle was drafted, the #1 overall pick was David Price. He was picked 41, so he was picked in the supplemental round. Major leaguers picked before him, including the guy that's catching, Matt Wieters. Madison Bumgarner. This will be the 9th pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. Alfaro waits on deck.
Win this battle here, JP.
Toward right center field. It wasn't deep, and now Taylor comes in to make the catch. 1 away here in the 9th inning. After the ballgame, stay tuned for Phillies postgame live presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Rob Ellis, Ricky Battalico, Corey Seidman are standing by. They'll talk about Aaron Nola tonight. Not bad for Nola. They'll also get a chance to talk about the rough night for Rhys Hoskins and the home runs by Alfaro, who's up now, and Tommy Joseph. The guys will break down that bottom of the 6th inning, which has become so critical in what is the 4-3 lead for the Nationals. Alfaro is 1 for 3. The one was the home run. Broke his bat. Fly ball left center field. Kendrick says he has it. 2 outs. By the way, I want to apologize. I don't want Ricky Batalco to get in his car or Corey Seidman to get in his car. But it's Michael Barkan and Tommy Green tonight. So Ricky, turn around. Go back home, Corey. Go back to bed. Andres Blanco takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Andres flying out to center field. It was robbed by Michael Tower in his only at bat. One ball and 1 strike to Blanco. If he gets on, Cesar Hernandez is up next. The other part about Doolittle is that he'll obviously help them in the postseason closing games, because this is not something that's new to him. The 1-2 pitch. And a tie, 2-2. Phillies lose by 1, 4-3, as the Nationals come from behind and they knock their magic number to clinch the National League East down to 5 with a 4-3 victory. 16 saves now for Doolittle. Trey Turner is our Chevrolet player of the game, a 2-run go-ahead single that helped the Nationals win and come from behind and take this ball game over the Phils. Well, Dusty Baker's team is climbing even closer to winning the National League East, and the Phillies are climbing even closer to setting a record for 1-run losses in a season. Time now.